Hello back again, and let's dive into the world of clinical medical research and join the R and Shiny revolution in the creation of tables, figures, and listing, traditionally done with SAS and Microsoft Office. Your guide in this world will be Jin-Wan Kim, a Shiny developer at Sarat who gain some valuable insight from his experience, including tips like considering user scenarios utilizing Shiny test activity and ongoing research on technical aspects. Here we go, and let's get started.
Okay, thanks for very nice introduce. And hi everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, or good midnight like me. I'm Jinan, and as previously said, I work as our Shiny developer in Chart2. And today's talk will introduce one of our Shiny project we named Shiny in Clinical Research from SAS to Shiny. Here is brief summary of today's talk, and there was SAS program to make table in pharma research, and we built it with Shiny. Second, I will in this talk I briefly introduce how we made it, and finally we suggest some ways to do better Shiny project after self review or reflect. So before I start, here's some disclaimer note. The project based on the end of last year, so many things have been changed, so you may note it. And second one is some of results are difficult to open in public, so I intentionally masked them, and there is no demo application for Shiny, but some images. And last one is there's few words in slide used in clinical research, but it is not relevant to understanding the presentation, so don't worry. So first, to give you an idea of how I got into the Shiny project, here's what our company does. We define as medical research support service, and which can be separated into two keywords. First one is medical researchers, and is our main client, and they are researching medical things in university, hospital, or some other organizations. And second one is support services, and it contains some provide custom R and Shiny application, which is today's topic. And we do some other statistical thing or data management and training and other things. So now I want to introduce this project that we called as TFL Builder. In medical research, there is a step to build summary statistics table for submit to regulatory organization like FDA. And I heard that previously this job was done manually by statistician, and they did this work primarily with SAS programming. However, since the FDA approved the submission with Shiny last year, I know, and there is some trial to replace SAS with R and Shiny, and I believe one of the Epsilon's blog article and talk described this very well, so you can refer if you're interested. So now you may wonder what is TFL, and actually some of last session mentioned it, and TFL is abbreviation of table figures list, and literally it lists some important statistics table, as we can see in this figure or later. And usually this TFL builder has some three process. First one is it takes data from user, and user selects some parameters to generate a report. And last one is clicking some button and it will generate report like this figure to summarize statistics in clinical research. And also you may try this from tidy series or Pharmaverse package. So as I mentioned, there was Shiny application to build TFL already, but why did we rebuild it again? Because the answer is because user or client wanted. So there was some need to customize Shiny application. And second one, they want to connect the new TFL Builder with their existing internal systems of clients. And I'm not sure, but they have some concern about some security reason for like data leakage. So they want and we build it again. And this slide is shows a result of our TFL build application with Shiny, which I will introduce briefly today. And here's some keywords I want to explain today. First one is I use ShinyFluent as UI. Second, I built some CRUD functions with Shiny and reactable in below. And last one, this is not official word, but I built some tricky features and named as it dynamic bookmark. And I will introduce these things and other feature for TFL also exist, but I will not mention them. So also I want to share this applications architecture but you don't need to worry about the word architecture. Actually, I don't understand it, but I use this word as how organized code for Shiny application. So user will see TFL builder as this flow. They upload data and second they select some parameters and after generate report and they got exported report as format of MS Office Word. However, I believe it would be good to share architecture in this way for this Shiny conference. And as I mentioned, there is three keywords. First one is I used Shiny Fluent. And second one is I utilized React table and customized JavaScript function in CRUD with Shiny. And last one is I used temporary file RData files with to store previous work information dynamically. So here's a slide for Shiny Front, which I want to summarize this as super cool UI. And it has changed X icon recently. And Shiny Front is our package for utilize front UI of Microsoft. And this is based on React library. It means I believe it fits very well with React table. So, and there was three main reasons I chose Shiny Front as UI. First one is I built some Shiny application and with basic Chinese UI, and I have too much experience with familiar with basic Chinese blue and circular UI of Bootstrap. However, basic Shiny supports Bootstrap version 3, and unfortunately, the recent version of Bootstrap is version 5. And also, as I mentioned before, clients want to connect their internal system manually built TFL builder. So I guess they will use React. So if I use Shiny Front as a UI, it will connect it very well natively. So as the other UI library of Shiny, like BSLib or Argon or Shiny Dashboard Plus, it is hard to know use Shiny Front and moreover, what is even possible with this library. So what I found was preview example of dashboard, which can be approached using Shiny Front package itself, and follow that what is available UI and how it works as R code, which I can show in GitHub. Second, after that, you can navigate Fluent UI documentation of Microsoft to see how each components are working or some use best practice and more detailed documentation. And finally, with very long time and trial, I made this TFL Builder Shiny application and with Shiny Front. And actually, I revisited Shiny Front document page a few days ago to prepare this session, and main thing was added, including this awesome tutorial. So if you are beginning to Shiny or interested in Shiny Front, I strongly recommend to follow this article. So if you decide to use Shiny Front, you can get benefit from these things. First one is Shiny Front provides modern and clean design, which represented as professional look. And second one is it supports most of required UI for Shiny application like card, button, sidebar navigation, icon layout, and so on much things. And especially spinner, I love this so much. However, there is also some challenges when you choose to use ShinyFluent. First one, there wasn't that much use case to refer, especially if you don't have any experience with React like me. So also, even with generative AI like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot, there was not much reference in compared to other UI library like BSLib or Base Shiny. However, since ShinyFluent document is updated compared to before, so it can be overcome, I believe. And second one is most hard thing. That is, React is actually UI library for front end, which doesn't consider file upload by basic. So, and it is very important feature for Shiny to use upload data. So for me to solve this point, I implemented hidden Shiny UI like this code and connected this logic in server. And actually it worked. I expected. And last one is BSLib library package. It supports very recent version of Bootstrap, so you can use it if you want to use Bootstrap recent version of thing. But nevertheless, it is super cool UI, so I recommend to try it. Second keyword was CRUD with Shiny. I believe you will know what is CRUD. It means create, read, update, delete. And so in this project, client want to make various table and track their process and result with some this Excel-based result as figures table. So you user can see whether these tables are built already or not, and user want to add this table or rename, update, or delete it. So with it, also it should be available in Shiny application. So to solve this, I utilize React table library to create and delete and add or add and remove. I use just rbind and observable event and rendered React table as just normal case. And after that, I want to update and read it to and for it, there is get React table state function in React table that indicates which cells are selected in Shiny applications React table. Finally, for update, I implemented this additional column to whether table has built or not. And this button is just implemented with pure HTML and CSS manually. And here is some logic to add class to indicate color, but you may refer later this simple logic. And also, there is DT package for representing table in Shiny application, but I'm not sure whether this customization may work or not, but I believe it can be done with DT also. So, and now dynamic bookmark with Shiny. And actually, this word is not official, but just I want to call it. So if there is better word, please feel free to suggest. And anyway, here's story. These tables are not actually built on single day because it takes several days. And so Shiny should save previously created reports and input parameters used in that process. And luckily, basic Shiny supports bookmark feature, but unfortunately, it doesn't support save parameters with dynamically generated with UI output. So I will explain what is bookmark. So here is, I believe most of you will know what is bookmark feature, so I will shortly explain. Bookmark means save parameter or input variables of Shiny application as URL or encrypted value like this one. So if you enter this link, you can restore your work with this value is selected. However, In TFL Builder there is some problem. Actually, the parameter is not fixed. So, for example, if user use data X and it requires parameters A, so it can be used by basic bookmark. And second, if user want to upload data Y and it takes parameters B and C, it can be also done with basic bookmark. However, here's the thing: some of tables are require some same data and same parameters, but however, some parameters are dependent by another parameter's value. So even with same value, same data, their optional parameter should be changed. And actually, basic bookmark cannot distinguish these scenarios. So to solve this, I tried a lot of things technically, but anyway, as a result, the name of table, I mean, you can see example of name of table here. The name of table is very unique and it can be used identifier. So I used it as a store the required parameter and their values. So here is the more slightly deeper logic. It looks like this. When table is generated with parameter, first it will save parameter and value as a RDS or RData file and with table name. And after that, if a user try to build a table, then this Shiny application will check whether this temporary RData file exists or not. So if RData file exists, it means table is already generated, so user want to just show the result, and it will load by this saved RData file. But if it not exist, then user should really create the table so it can go through this pathway. So this is slide 4 recap my talk. In this Shiny project, I used super cool UI Shiny front. And second one, I built CRUD function in Shiny with reactable, and it utilized customized HTML, CSS, and JavaScript functions. And last one is I use the temporary file to store parameter as dynamically changing with render UI and UI output function with RData file. So here's very brief result word file, and which is blurred image. You can see when you use this TFL Builder and select parameter and export button. I want to I want to mention a big thanks for Officer R package. It really helped a lot. So this is project review for TFL Builder for more enjoyable Shiny development myself. And there was a lot of work and challenges, and I organized it into 3 types. First one is feature implement and change. It means, hey, can you add or remove this feature? And second one is fixing bug, and it literally just fix this problem. And last one is technical research. Then it means how we can implement this feature in Shiny. And actually, only the last one is interesting to me. So I want to reduce unexpected work. So I considered how can I reduce them. So first one is feature improvement. And actually, this is come from users expect and explain, and development outcomes must be different. So understanding user scenario will solve this, but this project managing or communication is not familiar with developers like me. But if dedicated manager excited in your team, it will be fine. But if not, you can check or benchmark terminology at Epsilon's career path delivery manager. And second one is fixing bug. And actually, I strongly believe that the bug is an unavoidable destiny of developer, and it is. However, it can reduce bug with a system check, like you can use framework for Shiny like Lino or Replicant Golem, or also utilizing testing framework like Shiny Test or Tested can be good for developer. Last one is researches, and I think there is not defined answer, but I follow up usually technical trend or others best practice is one way to solve this. So I can say Epsilon or Proceed or iProgrammers on some GitHub or release note of our package can be one of the solution. And also, I strongly recommend to not only lead this trend, but good to share your method is also good for technical research for Shiny. So this is last slide on my talk, and I hope my experience encourages you to Shiny development. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me, or I guess it's running out of time, so you may ask later below links. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. We have a space for one short question from the comments chat. So from Dylan, can you submit our programs and application to the FDA? They usually accept SAS programs and dataset in export format.
I'm not sure, but I believe that company will co-opt and they will use these results as a submission in Korea.
Okay, thank you so much. If you do have any more questions on Diwan, don't hesitate to reach out to him. And right now, I encourage you to get ready for another track, the Shining Enterprise, where the keynote, Eric Costello, the Executive Director of Data Science at Warner Brothers Discovery, is just about to start. Go to the stage 2, and after the keynote, come back for more in the life science track. Thank you so much and see you later.